What's up, guys? So I wanted to make this video, and typically I prefer to respond to comments, right? But I wanted to make this video responding to this comment because I thought it was really interesting. It was actually sent in by my friend, um, and that's not why I wanted to respond to it. If somebody else did it, obviously, it's not a favoritism thing. However, this is definitely interesting because it's a big thing. I thought it would be much easier if I were to responded to this in this manner than if I were to respond to this in a comment. Because he said, I'm gonna just start reading it. He said, "Great videos in, but I kind of do want to have a nice, friendly debate with you and everything." Um, so this was like, okay, this would be probably better if I were to do a video on it. And I even asked him, he was like, "What do you want me to do?" And he was like, "You probably should make a video." And I was like, "Okay then." But yeah, so let's just start off right away. I don't want to take too much time. He said, "Great videos in, but I kind of do want to have a nice, friendly debate with you and everything." Also, again, this is just my opinion on it too. So let's get started. Yeah, let's get started. Let's see. Rank-wise, Marduk is obviously the easiest character to use. I agree. Why? It's because out of King and Armor King, most of his grabs always lead to a setup. That's true. His Oki 2 at the wall and his Oki grab setups are far more dangerous than King and Armor King damage-wise. Unless he has Rage and Wall, he's not doing a lot of damage. Marduk has probably the worst damage without Wall and Rage because he has a lot. But he has probably the best Oki out of all of them. It's a little bit scary fighting a Marduk because if you don't stand, you're risking getting grabbed and thrown into the air or taking massive damage. Or if you do get up, you're risking, for example, his down forward 1 on after his 2+4 grab in the air. So there's a lot of things with Marduk that you got to learn for his matchup. Marduk is definitely the strongest out of the three. But to continue. Now, I find his lows better than both Kings and Armor Kings because most of his lows either knock down for something. Guaranteed, yeah, they are risky, so I could be wrong about it, but I do feel like with Marduk, it doesn't necessarily have to play risky. Okay, so this is kind of a good point. And here, actually, let me switch to Armor King. Or, sorry, to Marduk. To talk about this. So, the thing with Marduk for me is his lows, I feel like, are probably the worst. But the thing is, this slow right here obviously is great. It's only -12 on block. It is a bit slow, yes, but it also high crushes, as you can see here. And then obviously on counter hit. The thing overall though with his lows is some of his big lows do lead to knockdown. For example, full crouch down forward 4, and yeah, obviously that's a lot of damage. Or you could just well, I dropped it, but something like that, right? So yeah, a lot of his lows do have knockdowns, and this as well. Although this is not that great. It's not really a huge reward or anything. But yeah, so I can see what he means. However, again, I think that just like I said in the video, I still believe that Armor King has the best lows, simply because of forward 4 neutral 2. If it wasn't really for that, I probably wouldn't have put him this high. But forward 4 neutral 2 is just one of the best lows in the game, in my opinion. And it's a lot better than King's just because of the +6 home difference. Alright, but let's see here. Sorry, I just lost my place. Let me just say, I find his lows better than both King's and Armor King because most of his good lows either knock down for something, guaranteed. Yeah, they are risky, so I could be wrong about it, but I do feel like with Marduk, he doesn't necessarily have to play risky. What makes him hell is that everything he does, especially with tackle, is a 3-way guess. Agreed? So, yep, that's actually a great point. His tackle is one of the most difficult things to deal with in the game because it's not a 50-50, it's 33%, right? It's a 3-way guess, so you got to be really on point with Marduk. Like I said, difficulty-wise, it's the easiest to play now. I agree. Now, for King, what makes it the second hardest to play, unlike Marduk, King needs stages with wall breaks and floors to get big boy damage. Yeah, typically he's stuck in that like 60 to maybe 70 range. Like it's good damage, but his max, like his potential, is when you're going into those floor break stages and stuff like that, and wall breaks too. But yeah, so you need the floor breaks and wall breaks to get big boy damage. And like you said, you always need to end the combos with Shining Wizard. Yep, that's true. His chain throws are magnificent and good Oki setups too. Yep, his throws are good. Or his throws are the best. Now, if you're a good King player, they know how to wave dash with him. Yeah, his wave dash is very difficult to do though in this game. I don't even know if it's a true wave dash in this game. Something like I know you can wave dash with him, but it's so like weird that I don't know if it's how exactly it works. So if somebody could tell me how it works, that would be great. It makes it harder to identify a lot of stuff. Again, his lows do suck, but I do think it is better than Armor King's lows at the wall. Or also at the wall. King's grab also leaves you open for Oki grab setup. Yeah, his grabs are better at wall because of the, for example, if I were to do a wall running, with King, it's infinitely better than Armor King's wall running, because Armor King's wall running throws you so far away and he's grounded. King's, you obviously get that Oki, right there, so it's a huge difference. But I do have to disagree with his lows being better because, for example, they have the same lows. What lows do they have differently? Down back 3 compared to Armor King's down back 3. This one is 23 frames. They're both the same amount, but one does, I don't know about I'm pretty sure Armor King's does more damage. They're both launch punishable. I think Armor King's just staggers, but they're both still launch punishable. And this one is +2. I'm pretty sure that Armor King's is like +4 or 5. Let's see here. Sorry that not too much editing in this video, but I just kind of want to make a video like less than 10 minutes. So I was like, fuck it, I'll just do it like this. But let's see here. His down back 3. Yeah, it's +5. And as you can see here, what I'm talking about with the grab, it leaves you far away. I say he's the second most dangerous at the wall. Second dangerous at the wall now. For Armor King is the hardest to play for numerous reasons. Agreed. No, for reason number 1, Armor King is weak to characters who can easily outpoke him. Yeah, Armor King is the best guy with poking out of them all. However, he can get outpoked by some characters. I agree on that. Armor King can potentially get poked to death, so I gotta play versatile. Now, unlike King, Armor King is chain throws that are weaker but give setups depending on how you use it. That's true. Armor King's chain grabs are completely different, because with King, with King's chain throws, you want to do like you want to get the big damage typically, but not with him. With Armor King, you kind of want to like think, what do I want to do? So his is different. You could either go for the big damage or go for the Oki and stuff like that. So he does have the most. Armor King does have the most easiest and most consistent combo damage with and without walls. His lows are pretty decent. Also, I feel like y'all overhyping his back 1+4. It's okay, but it isn't all that, or at least all that bad good to high level. Here's the thing. For me, when this move, with this move right here, if this move didn't exist, Armor King would be one of the easiest matchups in my opinion. This one move existing makes me have to play around Armor King. This makes me play, not around Armor King, makes me play around this one move. So versing Armor King makes it a little bit complicated in my opinion, because this move obviously has some great evasion and some good damage, because you get this, and then you get this guaranteed. Oh, why am I screwing this up? 46 damage right there guaranteed. So it's a little bit difficult. Maybe I overhyped it. I think at some point I accidentally fucked up and might have said it's top 10 moves. I probably should have said more like top 5 Armor King moves in my opinion. But this move is really difficult to punish still. Unless your character has either 1, long limbs, or 2, the angle, sometimes the range is different depending on where you hit him. Here, let me put him on standing. Okay, so you notice how the first time I did it was 2.30 for my distance from opponent. Now it's 2.70. So this move always keeps changing depending on your range, and it makes it very difficult to actually go against. So if this move didn't exist, Armor King would be one of the most straightforward matchups in the game. And I fight Xeno all the time. I know his Armor King, and I know he doesn't really use this move. So I don't worry too much. He just beats you a lot with his Armor King because he's just a great player. But when you look at online Armor Kings, a lot of them use this move to get to high ranks. I didn't really even use this move because I didn't really remember the input until second King, I'm not gonna lie, but still. Maybe I overhyped it a bit, but I do still think that this is one of his strongest moves. Simply for the fact that at times it's just completely unpunishable. And it has really good evasion. Look at that. But let's continue. High-level Armor King players I fought barely use that move. Also, Armor King at the wall pressure is obviously... His wall pressure is obviously good. Either get flung away from the wall, which does insane damage, or get picked back up for a potential grab setup, which can be broken and get a guaranteed back 1-2. with the timing down to the back. Unlike King, Giant Swinger, Shining Black doesn't let Armor King get Oki, which sucks. So with him, wave dashing is basically essential for him, which is kind of true. When you play Armor King, you kind of want to wave dash a lot. Yeah, I think that Armor King is still the most difficult, and his game plan is the most hardest and most versatile out of the three. Let me continue here. Without his wave dashing, he basically has to work 20 times harder. Yeah, I agree. But I basically agree with you for the most part, but I do feel like you left a decent amount of minor details. Also, in the current stage of Tekken, so a lot of people get ranks they normally would get in active Tekken 7 days and Tekken 8. That's true. So that's a different story overall. I put Marta, King, and Armor King for easiest character, to hardest character to play, learn, and master. Which, alright, that's basically my list. The only thing is I flipped King and Armor King only because, at least in my experience, Armor King was a lot easier. But you could definitely argue that Armor King is harder. Armor King definitely has more execution. And I don't think that's even a debate. But overall, I mean, I don't think he said anything bad, really. I mean, it's like he said at the start. This is just a debate. I'm not saying he's a fucking idiot, and he's not calling me a fucking idiot, right? We're just going back and forth. I just wanted to respond in a video because I thought it would be easiest. But let's see here. To finish this off, people can get ranks they normally wouldn't get in active Tekken 7 days and Tekken 8. That's a different story. So overall, I put Marta, King, and Armor King for easiest to hardest characters to play, learn, and master. But again, like the video made some valid points, but let's try to run some games today when you get the chance. We did run some games today, and I think he beat me more than I beat him by like 3-4 games. Yeah, I think he beat me by 3 games. Change my wave dash. Oh, when you get it, the change my wave dash and been on point lately. Also, your boy's getting closer to mastering perfect electric wind godfist. So that's good right there. That's definitely a positive note to finish the video on. And yeah, I mean, that's great. And I'm looking forward more to, like, if this video gets published, I want to see more people's takes or anything in general. I just want to see what people have to say about specific characters and stuff like that. Like, I want to see takes, and I'd like to debate people. I mean, don't get me wrong, I'm not a pro or anything, but this is definitely a fun thing to do, in my opinion. And if somebody sends, like, typically I'll just do it in comments. But if I get a really big one like this that I find interesting, I'll do it more in a video form, I'd say. But yeah, I'm just gonna end this video now. Thank you for watching, and sorry for saying so many times. This isn't scripted. I'm just trying to think on the spot, you know? So I do apologize. But yeah, thanks for watching, guys, and have a good rest of your day, night, afternoon, whatever. Goodbye.